Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Level Up, and we are really gearing our level ups towards everything regarding your needs during the COVID crisis. So today's question comes from Heather Michelle, which is a really awesome question, and we're going to take two spins on this because we didn't know the exact meaning behind it, but the question is, how do I market during a crisis? But before we dive in, we just wanted to thank our sponsor for this series.
Thanks to TherapyNotes for sponsoring Level Up so that we can provide this valuable content for you and create content that speaks to directly what's going on right now. I know we keep kind of shifting our gears and making sure that we're creating content that really meets your needs. So thank you, TherapyNotes, for sponsoring, and they're an amazing EHR. If you are in need of an EHR, definitely check them out. You can get your first 2 months for free. And let's dive into today's very important question.
And get your first 2 months for free by going to therapynotes.com, putting code PPS. So today's question, so we're going to take two spins on this. And when we were asked a question from Heather, and this is a really important question, and a lot of you are probably wondering, like, how do I market during a crisis? So there's two schools of thought. One is the thought of like, well, how do I go about that and not offend? Like, you know, should I be marketing? Is it sleazy, salesy? And then it's like, actually, how do you do those things? So I'm going to have you start off, Kate.
Yeah, I know Katie and I often, just in general, when we're not in the middle of a pandemic crisis, we talk about how to reframe your perspective on marketing, because so many therapists feel like it's sleazy or imposing or icky. And when you're in the midst of a crisis like we are now, it can feel even more intimidating to go out and market. People feel like there's something wrong with that, like they're bad in some way for going out and trying to sell their services when the whole world is flipped upside down. Like there's something that they should feel bad about or guilty, or they just have that negative take on it. And we want to invite you to really think about that differently, because there is no better time than right now to market your services, to make it known that you have a solution, a very specific solution to what people are needing right now. And if they don't know you exist, they're not able to find that solution for themselves. Marketing is really about connecting with people. It's about caring. It's about communicating and building a relationship with them. And right now is such an important time for us all to show how we care, how we can be in service, what we have of value to be able to help others through this very, very difficult time. So first, we wanted to acknowledge that piece just to help you to reframe that, because it is a way of really being there for the clients that you love to serve, that you love working with, and that there's no other therapist out there that does exactly what you do and can help them in the exact way that you do.
Yeah, well said. And I will also put the link in the resources section, because Ernesto Segismundo and myself did a live level up on Tuesday. Today was supposed to be live, but again, technical issues. We talked about creating content that serves. So you'll definitely want to check that out. And it's really about what Kate's talking about. And one of the interesting dynamics of this time is, you know, if you work with parents, right, and you're a parent yourself, you are empathically going through the same things that your clients are going through. So it's being able to connect with what you're going through and sharing that and understanding that, but also offering like resources and information. So that's like a great segue to do that. Or I had shared before, I think like maybe you're a single person, right? And you're isolated, you're alone, maybe you're feeling down. What are you doing that you can share with the potential clients that you work with? So it's a very interesting time that we can really pull on our own emotions to understand how we can connect with our clients. So, you know, Kate's talking about the importance of marketing. And so then we want to kind of flip over to, you know, how do I market? So one of the things I just want to like reassure you is, you know, now's not the time that you're probably going to get floods of referrals in, right? We're not like, you know, trying to peak our business and build it up, even though you might feel in desperation and, you know, be afraid monetarily. So number one, take care of your financial house, right? If you haven't done that already, I know we're several weeks into this crisis. That is most important. Two, the steps that you do now are really going to help you long-term in the future. So one of the most important, valuable, you know, tools or the most valuable people are your current clients and past clients, right? They've already worked with you, they've done business with you. And really having that genuine care and connection of reaching out. I know a lot of my current clients, because I am private pay, because clients, have either lost their jobs or their pay has gone down, and many of them have stopped services, but that doesn't mean that I'm not staying in contact with them. Like recently, one of my couples clients, they had decided to take a step back, and I said, hey, that's okay. Why don't we do this? Why don't I continue to be your accountability partner? And how about every Monday you guys send me the homework, what you learned and what you took away and what's next? And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, thank you so much for being there for us. So you have to think about ways that you can continually maintain connection with your current clients, even though they might not be seeing you. Also, it's really important to check in on your past clients. They're going through this crisis too. They might need you. So those are great resources, first and foremost.
You talked about reaching out to current and past clients. And also I want to invite you guys to think about reaching out to your top referral sources. If you've already been in practice and you're not just trying to get your practice off the ground in the midst of this crisis for the first time, you definitely can go back to your records and take a look at, if you keep records and you track that, it's always important to track and measure, so that way you know what's working. But really, you want to think about the 80-20 rule. So your top 20% of your referral relationships are going to yield 80% of the results. If you go to those top 20% of your referral relationships that you have standing, and hopefully you've kept a really good relationship with them and checked in with them and kind of nurtured that over the years, you definitely want to check back in with them during this time and just come from a place of care, come from a place of curiosity and wanting to know, how are they handling in the midst of the crisis? Are they providing telehealth services? If they're a pediatrician's office, are they still seeing clients? Or if they're a psychiatrist, are they still seeing clients? How are they seeing clients? How are they doing in the midst of all of this? And then it provides an open door for you to be able to say, we're still continuing to see clients as well. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're offering. Here's how we're supporting the community. And then asking, how can I support you? How can I support your clients or your patients? How can I support your staff, right? So it's really providing that value. First, it's connecting and reconnecting and showing that you really care. And then it's providing a value, providing the solution, letting them know how you can help. That's something that's really helpful.
And to piggyback off what you're saying, Kate, is if you are newer to practice and if you are building your business, it's also a great time to do the exact same thing that Kate's talking about, for now and or for future, right? Maybe there has been a top 10 list of either doctors you wanted to connect with or therapists or OBGYNs or whoever it is now is really the time to build that. And like Kate said, is utilizing that to build the relationship coming from that place of care and concern. So it kind of depends where you are. If you do Google ads already, have you updated your website, to let people know that you take telehealth? Do you have a specialty page about online counseling? Kat Love posted something the other day. I don't know if it was just on their Facebook or if it was an article, but they were saying, we're the only ones that call it telehealth, right? So your clients are looking for online counseling. So make sure your specialty page says online counseling, and then contact your AdWords company, or if you do them yourself, is drive AdWords to the online counseling page so that let people know. Update your Psychology Today profile, other profiles, letting folks know that you are taking telehealth. The reality is, I wish I could give you guys some, I don't know, a golden egg that actually, made marketing really easy during this time and you actually got a ton of referrals. But the reality is a lot of people are in crisis, right? When we look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, some people's basic needs are barely being met or just being met, right? So when we look at self-actualization or self-esteem, we're not there right now. But the steps that you do take today can definitely help your practice in the future for sure.
I wanted to jump in because you were talking about updating your Psychology Today, your directory profiles, your website, and whether it's online counseling or online therapy, you can play around with those different terms. Also update your Google My Business profile. There is a place on Google My Business that asks, what are you doing about the COVID crisis? Are you offering any services? Are you offering discounted services? So you want to make sure you're updating it there as well. Google My Business profile is really important for your business in general. So if you don't have one already set up, take this time to go ahead and set that up for yourself, and then make sure that you're making those updates. And think about all the people that are on social media right now as well. Getting the message out there about what you're doing, how you're helping your community, providing value by creating content that's going to reach your ideal clients through social media. Everybody is, at home scrolling on social media, trying to see what everybody else is doing and staying in the know. And if they come across your information or see your information on there, it's going to be really helpful as well.
Right. And it is being of value. So maybe you're going to post a quick video or a blog article you wrote or something like that. And you can do indirectly, if you're needing help during this time, you can contact, right? I think the pitfall comes when it's like, hey, I'm open for services. Hey, I'm going to offer discount. Hey, no, provide value first. And that's so important. And then let people know. So any final thoughts, Kate?
None other than right now is the most important time for you to be getting the message out there about what it is that you do. And I also want to say that wherever you are and however you're feeling in the midst of this crazy corona crisis, the coronavirus crisis, it's okay. If you're in a place where you just need to take a step back and not market like crazy, that's okay. If you're in a place where you're ready to really invest in your business and you want to do that work and you have time to do that work, awesome. Take advantage of that opportunity. If you're in a place where you're able to market and to spread the word about what it is that you're doing, definitely do that, because people so need you. And after this whole pandemic ends and we're on the other side of it, there's going to be a tidal wave of people coming for mental health services, and they're going to need to know how to find you. So whether you're marketing now or you're working on that foundation of marketing over the next few weeks, the next months, however long this lasts, definitely do that and just honor where you're at in the process. Be gentle with yourself.
Yeah, so important. And I love that you say that, Kate, because the reality is if you're talking about isolation and depression and you're sharing these resources and this person is watching you, you're creating that know, like, and trust factor now. And they might even say to themselves, like, okay, when I get back to work, I am definitely seeing this person. Like, this is the person that I want to see. So Startup Nation, we got your back. I know that this is a tough time, and, Kate talks about honoring yourself, and full self-disclosure, I've had to step away from the computer and online because all the telehealth and stuff has just really wrecked my neck and spine and back, and it's hard, right? Like, you want to help and serve, but really honoring yourself is so important. So wherever you are, like Kate said, it's a beautiful place. It's okay. Have grace, compassion, and love for yourself. So Thank you again to TherapyNotes for supporting this Level Up series, especially during this time. Heather Michelle, great question. We really hope that this served you as well as everyone else watching this. And we will see you guys next time. And remember, we're in this with you.
Yes.
And you guys got this.
You guys got this. Hang in there.
Everybody.